Good to have Eric at practice today. He's going to be doing the game, the entire game. I think Ray Lucas has a family commitment, and it was good to see him out there watching, and gave us a chance to present him with the game ball from last week. We didn't get a chance to do it after the game because he was doing his post-game responsibilities on air, so it was good to see him out there. Gave us a chance to give him the game ball. From a personnel standpoint, I think everything's about the same as yesterday. Kyle Federico will start the game as our place kicker, and then we'll go from there. Questions?
Did Federico win back his job, or did Borghese not do enough? How did that?
I think it's, when we make those decisions, it's always making the decision you feel is the best for the team. And right now, I feel Kyle starting the game as the kicker is the best decision for the team.
Is that something that could change in the course of the game, or once you decide to go with the guy, you're staying with him?
I don't think I don't think there's ever any absolutes with these things. I think at most positions, those things can change as you go through the course of a game. There are others, I think, when you start a quarterback, I think you got to give them the opportunity to learn through the game. The kickers are a little bit more specialized in what they do.
Chad, do you put extra emphasis on protecting the kicker in a situation, or protecting the quarterback in a situation like this, coming off an injury, or if it's the backup?
No more than we usually do. I mean, we always have an assortment of 5, 6, 7, and 8 man protections in the game plan. We don't use more in a week like this or less. It really just comes down to the matchups with the defense you're going to see.
So along the same lines, if it's Gary, he'll have the full playbook. It'll be like
Absolutely. Oh yeah, he'll have the full game plan, as will Chase.
Yesterday you were very optimistic about Gary. Still the same?
Still, I feel exactly the same.
Okay.
And both guys took a fair amount of reps today, so I feel going into Saturday that both guys are ready and prepared to play for us.
I know you said on Sunday he could have came from 2 hits, one of which was the first play of the game where he rolled out and ran and he lowered his shoulder. Have you talked to him about sliding and the emphasis on that?
Was it the first play of the game? I'm not even sure if that was the case or not.
First or second?
First, yeah, one.
Yeah, it was early. It
Yes.
was only an 8-play drive, so it was
Yeah.
2 of the first 8 plays. It's something we talk about from the beginning of training camp. Being smart, and the quarterbacks are not players we want taking on tacklers if they end up running with the football. So that's nothing that we started doing this week. We really did it in training camp, and if he gets an opportunity to do it this week, I think he'll do that.
Do you have, at this point, it's Thursday game week, an expectation of who Arkansas's quarterback is going to be, and how has that impacted what you're trying to do in terms of preparation?
I don't have an expectation. I think we'll go out there and we'll probably have a better idea after watching warm-ups of who their starting quarterback will be. And I guess I haven't put a lot of thought into it, only because I don't think that their offense will change significantly if it's the backup quarterback as opposed to the starter. I think they've got a very definitive way of playing the game, and that has shown itself over 3 games now, and certainly the history of Coach Bielema and what he did in the Big Ten. So I think we got a pretty good idea of how they want to play the game, and they've got good football coaches. They'll have some things that they feel give them a schematic advantage on offense, as will we, and then we'll go from there really as we get into the game.
You mentioned on your radio show last night, I think, that you're optimistic about Deering too. Does he fall in that same category with Gary and Bajari? Somebody you think will play?
He does, yeah. I think Jeremy's going to have a role in the game. I appreciate you listening last night. I didn't see you over there at Brother Jimmy's. So missed out on some good barbecue, but I do appreciate you listening. I do. I think guys like Jeremy Deering, guys like T.J. Johnson, I think they're going to have a role in the game. Will it be as much as they normally would? I don't know that just yet. We're still over 48 hours out from the game time, but I do feel comfortable that they're going to have a role in the game.
You're disappointed this game isn't sold out yet in advance?
I'm not.
There's not a lot of tickets left, I know, but
I would love for every game to be sold out weeks in advance and even before the season. I think that would be ideal, but I think our fan base has shown that when they show up, they're rowdy and they're disruptive and they're ready to go, and they generate an excitement level in that stadium for our team, and a distraction level for the other team that there's no doubt is an advantage for us, and the 12th man advantage is always what you want when you're at home.
Kyle, going back to when Rutgers and Arkansas agreed on this home-home series, what did it mean to the program at the time?
I mean, we had a home-and-home series with a quality opponent, and that's how we felt. At the time, we had a couple of options, and they were a home-and-home option for us that I was excited about, and I thought the players would be excited about, so we got it signed as quickly as we could. But it's a quality program from a quality conference, and anytime you get a chance to do that home-and-home, I think not only is it good for you and your program, it's good for your fan base as well.
are penalties less of an issue beyond what happened when you put in all the second, third team guys against Norfolk? When you said probably half the penalties occurred then, right, in that game. Are they less of a concern issue now?
It's something we try to stress through the year. It's a little like shaving. If you forget to do it for a day, you don't look as good. And so it's something that we try to make sure as we go through the year, we're on it every day, and we've got officials at practice every day. And we've been a little better as of late with the guys that have played the majority of the snaps, but it's not something that we'll ever de-emphasize in our program.
You ever grow a beard?
Yeah, I did. I actually did in college. I did. I don't know if I'm willing to release those pictures just yet.
Okay.
Hopefully I can keep them off Deadspin.
2 more.
Kyle, what kind of opportunity is Saturday to show off the Rutgers environment, in terms of recruits watching on ESPN and guys visiting?
I think it's a great precursor to what it will be like every weekend here in the future. I think this is a quality opponent that's going to travel well. I think a fair amount of their fans are going to be here in our stadium, so they'll get a chance to experience what it's like at High Point Solutions Stadium. I know our student section has been sold out for a little while right now. I know that I think there's either 1,000 or a little less than 1,000 tickets left in the stadium, so hopefully that'll be sold out by the time we kick it off. And I think everybody who's at the stadium, for this game this weekend is going to get a great vision of what it will be like every Saturday as we play our home games in the future.
As of this point, do you anticipate, I guess it should be a mandatory question, any changes in the starting lineup on either side?
I do not. I
go with
I think Mil Morel will play a little bit more than they did last week, but I anticipate Dewani Mara starting the game.
Okay.
So that would be the only one, I think. But I think the starting lineups we put out there probably what we're going to go with.
Thanks, Kyle.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.